Hello everyone, Taki here. This video came from a viewer suggestion by Mayu Gaming to make a low-level solo guide for Kalphite Queen. To solo this boss, you are going to need at least 60 plus combat stats and 40 prayer. You are going to need to bring both melee and range to fight the Kalphite Queen. The armor suggestions on screen are geared towards people who do not own War Priest armor. For melee, I suggest that you bring dragon armor or higher, and I recommend using a two-handed weapon like a dragon two-hander or better. For range, you should be using black dragon hide or better, and at least a red salamander, elder shortbow, or crystal bow. For this guide I used full bandos with a bandos godsword and full armadile with a crystal bow. Both armor sets are very cheap and you will use them for most of your early bossing. In your inventory you need your weapon and armor switch, a War Master's potion or a superset, prayer and renewal potions, and sharks. If you have the summoning level for a beast of burden, you can fill it with extra food to extend your trips. Before we get started, there are some things that you're going to want to enable in your options. Go into the settings menu, then go into game settings, and you are going to want to go to gameplay, then action bar settings. Now you're going to want to set up an action bar. Mine are set so that way magic is first, range is second, and melee is third. I have my bars set up so that way range is two-handed and melee is two-handed, so set those up. This will make it so that way when you equip a weapon, for example the crystal bow, my bar will switch automatically to that style. This makes doing Kalphite Queen super easy for low levels. Before you go to the boss, you're also going to want to get a health buff, so you can use logs on a bonfire. This will give you an HP boost. And as you can see, I have my bonfire boost. When you are ready to go, teleport to Al-Kharid, go through Shani's Pass, and then head directly west. When you get here, climb down the tunnel entrance. If you've never been here before, you may need to use a rope. Then run through the path until you get to this circle area. When you arrive at this room, you are going to click climb down on the entrance. You're going to want to start an encounter. I'm going to set my spawn speed to fastest. And then start. Run to the opposite side of the room. When the boss spawns, put on Protect from Magic and then attack. In this guide I used a Cerebrew to lower my stats, so that's why I'm drinking one now, to mirror what it would look like if a low level player was to fight this. If another monster comes over to fight you, don't worry, your melee attacks with cleave will end up killing it while you're fighting the Kalphite Queen. If you've done any of the world events or you've done some of the God Wars 1 bosses, you should be able to unlock Devotion, which will give you immunity from her magic spell, which does not miss, for a short period of time. You can also work in Debilitate into your rotation to lower the damage from Kalphite Queen by 50% every 30 seconds. At this point it's time to equip your range armor because phase 1 is over. The Kalphite Queen is no longer vulnerable to melee attacks, so it's time to use range. Before the boss spawns, you may want to use Freedom or Anticipation to hold on to your adrenaline. When she does spawn, make sure you switch your protection from mage to protection from range. Phase 2 is exactly like Phase 1, just make sure that you are not in melee distance of the Kalphite Queen, work in Debilitates and Devotion, and it should be dead in no time. While you are waiting for the boss to respawn, you should cycle using Freedom, Anticipation, and Surge to hold on to your adrenaline. As a final tip, when you're doing the melee phase of this boss battle, you can land a slaughter attack, which you will be able to see on the Kalphite Queen's bar. If you walk directly under the boss, she will take a step backwards and take triple damage from the attack. That's it for this guide. If it helped you, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Taki out.